What's up, fellas? So I had one of my loyal patron supporters that wanted to know about pair bonding. Why do it seem like some women can't pair bond? Okay, so, the new term going around now is pair bond, right? I prefer attachment, right? I do not like pair bonding. And maybe it was around before attachment. I don't fucking know. I don't walk around trying to get all the synonyms for a fucking attachment and shit like that. But basically, pair bonding is an attachment, right? And all that is, guys, attachment is an emotional dependency, okay? That's all it is. Love is, my definition of love is not about how somebody feels about you. It's how they love you for how you make them feel, right? And I put it to you guys like this. If it's about love, technically the person is the same person. So how can I fall out of love is that if that's the same person, right? That's the same person that I was dating 3 months ago, right? All right. And so if I love the person, then why don't I love them now? If I loved them 3 months ago or 6 months ago? Well, what's happened is I don't love the way they make me feel anymore. So this don't go just for women, it's go for men too, right? If a woman was acting feminine and submissive and, whatever, passionate, all that, and you loved her, and now she's acting like a bitch, and now you don't love her, well, you never did love her. You just liked the way she made you feel when she was acting feminine. Okay? Emotionally attached, an attachment is an emotional dependency, right? Where they've developed a dependency upon you emotionally. Okay, guys? So there's levels to this, and I'm gonna break this down right now. All right, guys? So, number one, guys, why some women can't pair bond. They're not emotionally available, guys. Okay? And this is what, with the red pill, guys, with us, why we can't pair bond or get attached is because we're not emotionally available. That means that I've made a conscious decision to keep a woman at arm's length away from me emotionally because I do not want to get attached to her. That is a conscious decision that I've made. And what you'll see with women like this, guys, and it can be for a host of reasons, right? We love to say women go through a slut phase, but that's not the only reason a woman could do this. Guys, sometimes it could just be people don't want to give up their freedom right now. So if you had a woman who was just in a 3-year relationship with a guy, it's possible that right now she's not ready to give up her freedom. If any of y'all guys go watch my deal breaker video, in that video, you will see I basically lay down the rules of what happens when you get into a relationship with me. Not answering your phone, all this other shit. You're gonna have a curfew. You're not gonna be trying your ass in at 4 o'clock in the morning in a relationship. None of that bullshit. Okay? When you get in a relationship, you give up some shit. And sometimes people just don't want to give up their fucking freedom. I don't know what else to fucking tell you. People just don't like to give up their fucking freedom. If you ask anybody who's self-employed, the reason why the people who are self-employed, the reason they fight so hard when they're self-employed not to go back into the workplace is not for the money or this, that, and other. They enjoy their freedom. So while it could be a slut phase, that's not the only reason. She might just don't want to give up her fucking freedom. Okay, guys? And so if I'm not in a relationship. So if I wanted to go out and stay out to the club right now tonight, 4, 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, I can fucking do that. Right? I can do that. I'm not in a fucking relationship. If I'm in a relationship, I'm going to have to be like, oh, it's my boy's birthday, or this, that, and the other. I'm like, I got to get a permission slip because you're in a relationship. Because if your ass do it, your ass got to get a permission slip. You're goddamn right. Don't be trying your ass in there for. I don't give a fuck. We don't live together. I don't give a fuck. We don't live together. Your ass better be in that goddamn house on our agreed upon curfew. So sometimes, guys, for whatever reason, she's not emotionally available. It could be her freedom. It could be she's still attached to her baby daddy. It could be she could be going through a slut phase. Whatever the case may be, it don't really fucking matter. She's not emotionally available. Now, how can you tell if she's not emotionally available or if it's the level of interest? It's quite simple, guys. You can always tell this by how she makes herself available. If you have a woman that's cold with you, not real affectionate with you, like she's not trying to connect with you on that level, but she makes sure that she sees you every time, that is a woman that is got very high interest, but she's keeping you at arm's length. What you'll see from women who have low interest, they'll act cold with you too, but what you'll see is you're not a priority. You'll call them and they'll ask them out. They'll make themselves available, but you're not the end all be all. What you'll see from women who have a genuine interest in you, regardless of their keeping you at arm's length away or not, is you're always a top priority. I'm not saying she gonna skip her mama's funeral to be with you or skip her homegirl, her best friend's birthday party to see you. I'm not saying you go to the top of the food chart. That's not what I'm fucking saying, right? I'm saying that probably is true if y'all, been together 3 years. But I'm talking about, if you've been with a girl a little while or whatever. But what you'll see from women who have a genuine interest in you, regardless of if they are emotionally available or not, is you'll be a top priority. Okay? In other words, even if she's a little under the weather, she's going to make time to see you. When a woman has low interest in you, and I mean low interest, I mean she likes you, she's fond of you, she'll sleep with you, but it's not like the end of the world. It's like, okay, you the maintenance man for now. You something to do right now until something better comes along. Okay, so that's how you can tell, guys. You always can judge a woman's interest by how she makes herself available. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying. All right. You can tell that by how you can tell this with your friends. Anything. You got a friend, man, and they're a genuine friend and they value that relationship. What you'll see is that when you call and want to see them and hang out, you'll see that they'll make themselves available if they can. If it's something that they just can't get out of, then fine. But they'll try their damnedest best. What you'll see from these fake ass friend motherfuckers and shit like that who just tolerating your ass and shit like that, and man, it's like, oh man, I gotta clean my fish tank. Yeah, man, I gotta rotate my tires. Yeah, man, maybe we'll get together next time, It's gotta be absolutely nothing going on in the fucking world for them to hang out with your ass. So you can kind of tell that with anybody about how they make themselves available. Next, guys, interest don't align. So guys, back in the day, we don't really use this term now. Not too many people don't use it, right? Had this term called soulmates, right? So what you guys will notice that when you out here dating and stuff like that, what you'll notice is there's a certain level of women that you meet, a very small percentage of women, that it just seems like y'all have more in common than most of the women you date, right? Most of the women that you date, you'll have just enough in common to tolerate their ass, right? Like you like sports, she like Lifetime. She like to travel, you like to save money, right? You prefer a home cooked meal, her ass want to go out all the fucking time, right? You like to dress basic, polo shirt, jeans, nothing crazy, and she want to put on a fucking fashion show, right? But y'all find she's so fucking hot, and she think you cute, and that's just enough for y'all to tolerate each other's ass, right? On the other hand, there's some women that it just seems, and this is a small percentage of women, right? You ain't gonna meet this every week. So if you think you're asking to go out here and meet your soulmate every other goddamn day, you're crazy. But it just seems like periodically, once every, 5 years, 10 years, These women don't grow on trees, right? It just seems like you meet a woman that y'all are aligned on a different level, right? Well, it just seems like y'all have so much in common, right? You like sports. I ain't gonna say she loves it as much as you, but she can watch it with you. She can tolerate it. Like, it ain't bad, right? She like this type of movie. You like that type of movie, right? You like to travel. She likes to travel, right? You like a girl that can cook. She loves to cook, right? Y'all just connect on you like to go to the club. She like to go to the club, right? Just y'all connect. Y'all got like 90% of shit in common, right? And so, guys, when you meet these women that you seem like she can't pair bond, maybe y'all just don't align in interest enough. There's levels to this shit. It's levels to this shit. That most of the women you're gonna date, y'all gonna have just barely enough. I mean, just barely enough in common to just tolerate each other's ass, right? Like, it's not a whole lot, but she got a fat ass. Yeah, she got a fat ass and you got a good job. You know what? Let's make this shit work. But it's just some women, man, y'all just align. It's like 95%. Y'all could damn near finish each other's speeches. You conservative, she liberal, you liberal. Y'all just, a conservative and a liberal can, man, you never gonna see a conservative and a liberal be soulmates. The way y'all see the world is just too different. I don't know the way to call it. If you're a guy and you're a liberal and she's a conservative, man, I'm telling you that listen, that fucking can only hold off so much. It only can hold off so goddamn much. Y'all just, the way y'all see the world is just too different. So yeah, y'all might be able to bust a couple nuts, but at some point, those interests are just not going to align together. Okay, guys? So you have to, when you out here and you meet some women, you're just like, I can't get her attached. Y'all are not compatible enough, interest-wise. What we call a spiritual connection or soulmates or whatever, right? You know, being very attractive to each other, guys, can only get you so fucking far. Only get you so far. All right? Next, guys, hasn't been together long enough. Guys, realistically, guys, if you talking about an attachment, you talking 2 years. I'm telling you right now, you talking 2 years. Now, you could get a woman to fall in love with you in 3 months, 6 months, right? 6 months, you get a woman to fall in love with you. But love is, man, listen, guys, let me explain to y'all guys something about love, right? This is love, and this is an emotional attachment. I'm gonna explain the difference. Love is this right here, right? You had a good job, you had your confidence, everything was going good, she loved you. You lose that good job, now your confidence just a little shaky. I mean, is this bullshit Tuesday or not? We're gonna keep it real. If you're a guy and you have a good job, let's say you make $125,000, $150,000 a year, you have a great job, right? You lose that job, but let's say you have a business making $150,000. I don't give a fuck what it is, clean dog shit. I don't give a fuck. You got a good job making a good income. You lose that job and you go through a little rough patch. Now you're making 65, 60K. Anybody gonna lose a little swag. It's just human nature. That's like a bitch putting on 30 pounds. You're gonna lose a little swag. Hell, a man put on 30 pounds. You're gonna lose a little swag. It's just the way it is. If your finances drop, you gain a little weight. It's just human nature the way it is, right? If you got a fucking Ferrari and it get repossessed and now you got a Honda Civic, you mean to tell me you're going to have the same swag with that Honda Civic as Ferrari? I know. Man, shut the fuck up. Well, you know one thing I hate about being on YouTube, man? You just can't keep it real no more. You just can't keep it real. Outside situations are not supposed to affect you. That is bullshit. When y'all guys watch basketball or watch football players and y'all see them guys go through a slump, you see very good players and they just, if any of y'all guys watching the Los Angeles Lakers right now and you just look at Kendrick Nunn, that man done lost all his confidence because he just ain't playing good basketball, and you can just watch it in his body language out there. But that's human nature. That is not, that guy who's playing for the Lakers right now, that is not the same guy that played for the Miami Heat. That is not the same guy. mentally his confidence is shaken. That's human nature. You play a couple of bad games, that's human nature. That's just the way it is, guys. Now, the difference between a Kendrick Nunn and a Kobe or Michael or somebody like that is that their confidence be a little shaky, but they're so ultra talented that they're able to overcome it real quick. So Michael Jordan or Kobe can have a bad game. They can have a bad 2 games. I've seen Michael and Kobe go through these bad shooting games and shit like that. And they got such a green light that they'll shoot themselves out of it. Kendrick Nunn don't got that green light like that to shoot himself out of it. And so you just see his confidence is just shaking. And I don't know how the fuck I got on Kendrick Nunn, but y'all guys get my fucking point, right? The point being, guys, is that is what love is. Love is you made her feel one way 1 minute, and now you don't make her feel that way no more, and now she don't love you no more. That's the difference between love. Emotional attachment, that's when a bitch go live in a cardboard box with you. That's gonna take you 2 years to get there, guys. In my experience, that takes about 2 years to get there. Maybe if you very good, maybe a year, but realistically, man, it's probably 2 years, to be honest with you. If any of y'all guys ever had a woman who was really emotional attached, and for all y'all guys that want to know after the breakup whether she was attached or not, this is how you know. If any of y'all guys ever tried to get back with your ex, say a month, 2, 3 months later, 4 months later, if that woman wouldn't give you another chance or something like that right there, and she kind of like already moved on, that's how you know it was just love. Because emotional attachment, she could not move on that fucking fast. She just couldn't move on that fast. Next, guys, sexual compatibility. This has nothing to do with how good you are in bed. Absolutely fucking nothing to do with how good you are in bed. This has everything to do with compatibility. So, case in point, you guys ever notice how one girl, every time y'all have sex, you can make her come, but then the next 3 girls after that, you can never make now one of them come? Did you forget how to fuck? What was that? You didn't forget how to fuck. The thing was, whatever your stroke is, or whatever it is, your stick that you do, however it is you fuck, it worked for that one girl, and it's not working for these other girls. That's called sexual compatibility. See, a lot of this shit, guys, is not about how smooth you are, how good you are in bed, or how masculine your frame is. A lot of this shit is about compatibility. Because you can be a fucking nerd, but you got to go find a girl that likes a fucking nerd. Now, it just so happened that being a nerd is not what most women are going to find attractive, but there are women out here that find nerdy guys, lame guys attractive. They're just going to be in the minority. Being a strong, confident, masculine frame type guy, you're going to be more attractive to more women, but there are women out there that like that. There are women out there who like chunky men. There are women out there who do not like rips and cuts and abs, and it has nothing to do with insecurity or none of that bullshit that everybody who claim, oh, they just want to be with a guy that's ripped and da-da-da. Could that be in some cases? Yes. Is it all cases? No. Some women like a little man, some men with meat on their bones. Plain and simple. If nothing else, just for a protection type thing. So they feel like they're more protected with a bigger dude. That's a compatibility. Sexual compatibility, guys. It's not about how good your dick is or nothing like that right there. It's just about finding a girl who your dick worked for. No matter how bad you think your dick is some girl out there who you'll make come. Now, sometimes this sexual compatibility can come from the spiritual compatibility, the interests being aligned, right? So when you meet your soulmate and y'all interests align so great that it transferred to the bedroom. So she's so entwined with you mentally that you make her come because y'all have so much in common outside of the bedroom. There's a lot of women who can't come unless they have that with you. There's some women out there who can't come, no matter how good your sex is, no matter how long you can last, no matter how big you is, no matter how good your stroke is or you think it is. There's some women who can't come unless they connect with you on a mental level or get straight clitoral stimulation. Period. There's a lot of women out there like that. So that's just going to be compatibility. So you have some women out there, man, you be like, man, I make all girls come. And then you get with this girl here and you can't make her come. Probably because you don't connect with her on the spiritual level or soulmate level, or probably because your dick is not compatible with what she likes. Okay, guys, that's just compatibility. Had nothing to do with who cool, this, that, and that. A lot of shit, guys, is just compatibility. I can't explain it. You just have some things that just, some people, I like this job, other people don't. It just, so when I was working at the cone factory thing, I was doing the cone job in Alabama, they had me on this swing shift. 2 days on first, 2 days on second, 2 days on third. And I remember the maintenance man coming to me and saying, hey, we're going to try to get you on a straight shift as soon as the spot open up. And I was like, hell no, I like this shift. I liked that swing shift. Hell no, it worked good. It worked great for me. I loved it. 2 days on first, 2 days on second, 2 days on third. And it alternates, right? You work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then the next week you have Sunday, Monday off. And then this time you work first on Monday, Tuesday. And I loved it. It just rotates all the way around. I liked it, right? And so that was just something that was a compatibility issue. Most of the other people that worked there, they tried to run from that shift. They hated that swing shift. I liked it. That was just a compatibility. I just liked the way it was. For one, I ain't have to see the same motherfuckers every day, right? I get people, you see the same motherfuckers, start to get on your fucking nerves, right? So by me working on that swing shift, I get to see a different crew every day, so I don't get to have to see and deal with everybody. Everybody got their ways, right? They little irks and ways and shit. So the swing shift worked well for me because people ways irk the fuck out of me, right? So I see your ass for 2 days, then I get to see another shift for 2 days, and then I get to see another shift for 2 days. I just liked it that better. But that was a compatibility issue, guys. And last, guys, you have to make her come. You have to make her come, right? I'm sorry, guys. You have to make her submit. I'm sorry. You have to make her submit. You have to. Now, I'm going to tell y'all guys something. There's not one woman that I've ever had that I felt that loved me or was attached to me that I did not have to break up with her or we broke up and walk away. Every woman that I've ever had attached to me, we either had to break up or I had to break up with her to show her strength. Now, in my opinion, guys, it cannot happen. I cannot see a woman getting attached to you because y'all going to have some falling out or she's going to test your strength. It's just people are going to test that boundary. If y'all guys have a boss, right, tell me it wasn't at one point that you ain't test that motherfucker. There's not one job I had that at some point I had to test that mother. And I look at it now, I wasn't doing it on purpose, right? I wasn't doing like, I'm finna test him today. But now when I look back on it, you kind of like subconsciously want to test the boundary to see, what you can get away with, what you can do, right? And we all do it. And the bosses you respect and the bosses you didn't respect, they held the line at that boundary. You think about it. I guarantee you there's not a boss you ever worked for in your life that if you think back, you ain't test the boundary to see what you had to test to see if they about that life. Would they check you? And when I think back on every job I ever had, it ain't one job subconsciously. I never thought of this. I'm thinking of it now at the age I'm at now. I never thought about this shit when I was 24, 25 about testing somebody. But when I look back on it now, I did it with every boss or supervisor I ever had to see if they would put me in check. It's just the way it fucking is. You test your mama growing up. You had to see. She told you to be in the house by the time the street light came on. I don't know if she really mean exactly the street light. Maybe she meant like 15 minutes after the street light. You had to find out. You got your ass whooped. I think she mean the street light. You damn skippy, she mean the street light. And you had to find out, you know. You had to just check to see what you can do. You know, that's just the way it is, guys. So with a woman, soulmate, sexual compatibility, spirituality compatibility, all that's nice and dandy. But from my life experience, she's going to test that boundary to see if you can walk away. And if you can't pass that test, and I don't think a woman wakes up in the morning with this grand plan on her head like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be a bitch today and see if he can walk away from me. I don't think nobody does that. I never tested, you know, my mama or my auntie or my uncles. Or my school teachers thinking, I'm fit to test them. Nobody never did that. But if you think about it, when you was in school, didn't you test every teacher? Didn't you test your parents growing up? Have you tested every boss you ever had to see? Show up 10 minutes late, see what they're going to say? Everybody has done it, right? And so you can't expect your woman not to do it when you test every damn thing. Everybody tests. It's just the way it is. None of us plan this shit. It just happened. So what I'm telling you is, it's going to come some point in a relationship where the woman, regardless of how soulmates y'all are, where she's going to subconsciously test you to see if you can walk away. And if you can pass that test, what I call the ultimate test, she will come back, be submissive with the ultimate respect for you. Love, pair bonding, and attachments cannot happen without ultimate respect. If you guys think about in your lifetime, I can guarantee you, you've never loved or cared about nobody you didn't respect. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. And this ain't about fist respects. It's just about respecting somebody that stands up for themselves. If you got a friend right now and they might not be the strongest physically person, but if you know they'll stand up for themselves, you can't love somebody who don't stand up for themselves. It ain't about being the baddest motherfuckers. It's about just having somebody that got a backbone to stand up for themselves. That's just the way the world works, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Nobody loves a pushover. That's just the way it is. Nobody loves a pushover. All right, guys. So this is my man here said about pair bonding, or what I used to say, getting souls, that I changed to attachments or whatever. But that's the situation with that, guys. All right, I'll get back with you guys later.